big question this evening is who will make the cut for the Johannesburg Mayoral Committee. The swearing in of Johannesburg's Mayoral Committee members has been postponed again. Delays are believed to be due to the squabbling between the DA and its coalition partners in the city. eNCA reporter Govan Whittles following that story, joining me now. Govan, every day I keep wanting to speak to you and hearing who's on the committee, and every day we see a delay. Talk to me about the consequences of these delays and what exactly is taking so long.
Well, essentially it means that Mayor Mpho Phalatse is running the city right now with the Speaker, and that is what she's been criticized for by the ANC, who is now the official opposition in the city, saying that she needs to appoint the Mayoral Committee so that they can elect chairpersons of oversight committees for these portfolios and start to hold the government to account. And we understand, Sally, that it's the finance portfolio that's really the sticking point that Action SA has asked for in the city of Johannesburg. And in the other cities, there appears to already be a deal that is being finalized. And the FedEx meeting that's scheduled for Monday by the DA is only meant to confirm what will happen in the city of Johannesburg, and as well as the city of Tshwane. But there are some talks already about whether or not the Democratic Alliance's entry into the second administration in the city of Johannesburg is already flawed by its inability to render services, especially since there have been protests over electricity shortages in Soweto. Let's have a look at what one analyst had to say about what's at stake for the DA here and their reputation after being able to form this coalition government.
The DA says that where they govern well. So citizens are waiting to see what the DA is actually going to offer. I think this should be an opportunity for the DA to prove to everyone that indeed they govern well, and also that they are able to provide services to the people. And all that citizens want is services, and stability. And that is exactly what is expected from the Democratic Alliance. And that is what the DA is supposed to offer to the people of Gauteng.
So very true. That's what we want. We want services and stability. Talk to me about any coalition deal that the DA may have had or may have drawn up at this stage for Johannesburg. And sorry, we had a slight fallout in your sound. I'm not sure if you told us when the Mayoral Committee is to be announced in Joburg.
Well, we expect that announcement at least early next week. We understand that the Federal Executive of the Democratic Alliance will meet on Monday morning. Thereafter, the Johannesburg caucus of the DA would have a meeting, and presumably then the announcement would be made on the Mayoral Committee. And it does look like Action SA will go with the coalition, even if they don't get the four portfolios that they want and are given different portfolios. But at the moment, it does appear that the Democratic Alliance hasn't finalized coalition agreements with the different parties in the Gauteng metros at least. And really what's happening is that they'll be able to announce MMCs for these different portfolios, and that will be the first indication of which parties the DA is likely to sign formal coalition agreements with that are supposed to be intact for the entire term. But of course, Sally, all of this hinges on the EFF voting for the Democratic Alliance's motions and the coalition's motions each time they get to council. Let's have a look again at what the analyst had to say about the appointment of MMCs.
We need to note that if other political parties are given senior positions by the DA, it will be an indication that they've agreed on a coalition. And if they don't give them positions, it will also be an indication that the Democratic Alliance is saying that they can be able to run a municipality on their own. They do not need to be assisted by other political parties. And we'll then have to wait and see how the other political parties respond to what the DA has actually decided.
And Govan, you referenced it a little earlier, and that's the electricity standoff in Diepkloof in Soweto. And already, I mean, we're going to hear more details from our reporter Nkosazana Dambuza in just a moment. But from a political point of view, it was quite interesting to see the ANC present there this morning, accusing the DA, Joburg Mayor Mpho of siding with Eskom. Are you concerned that we're going to see this sort of power play going on? Do you think that the DA is just, or rather the ANC is just waiting for any opportunity to take pot shots at what Mpho is trying to do? Or do you think there will be a genuine effort to deliver stability and services?
Well, the ANC has proven itself to be an effective opposition party, especially in the city of Tshwane particularly, where its decisions, its actions eventually ended up with the city being placed under administration, and in Johannesburg before it took power back from the coalition government. It also proved to be quite effective. So it does appear that the ANC is coming out of the gate after getting the most votes in the election, but losing to the coalition with the intention of being able to undermine the coalition government. Essentially, it does appear that they're looking towards the next election, Sally, and what they would do is to demonstrate the failures of this coalition government, and now they have their opportunity. They have the opportunity because the coalition negotiations are still ongoing, and it's being described by the Cocter MEC as already having gone on too long, with him expecting that a fully functional government would have been in place by now.
Thank you so much. That's our reporter Govan Whittles. Let's move to the latest on that.